Welcome to our election focus. With so many races and so many candidates jockeying for position in the upcoming primary, we weren't able to get the in-depth conversation that we had during the Annapolis City election. So this time, we're shaking it up a little bit. We identified key challenged races and invited all of the candidates to pitch us. In each 10-minute recording, we present a single question to the candidate. I am a new voter. Why should I vote for you? And after that, the candidate has up to 10 minutes to pitch themselves, and if they run out of time, we hang up on them. It's very simple and mildly therapeutic. And joining us now is Damon Ostis, who is a Republican, and he is running for Anne Arundel County Sheriff. Why would I vote for you for sheriff?
This is Damon Ostis. I am a candidate for Anne Arundel County Sheriff. I am actually the different candidate in this race. I do not come from local law enforcement, and I do not come from the local sheriff's office or the local PD, which gives me an advantage. I don't have any enemies or favorites in those departments, and I do not have any baggage in those departments. Anyone who works with me will do so with a clean slate. So a little bit about me. I came up in the Northeast, was educated there for a while. I got a degree in business administration and a degree in public administration. Then I went off and I started my career with the Department of Veterans Affairs, where I was in a business role. And I was the contract administrator for a large VA medical center where we contracted for or purchased services and goods that the hospital needed to care for the veterans in that catchment area. And there I learned about spending other people's money, taxpayer dollars, and handling budgets of tens of millions of dollars. I also learned about personnel matters, hiring, firing, discipline, rewarding, training, and that kind of thing. About 9 years into that, I left the government and went on a rapid rail project as a cost engineer, learning more about business and spending money properly and making a profit for a private business. And we expanded the rail from downtown Atlanta to the airport. During that time, a friend of mine was recruiting me to take the TEA exam, which was the Treasury Enforcement Agents exam. And I took that, and I got an offer from the United States Customs Service to go to South Florida and join the drug war. And it sounded really exciting to me, so I did it. And I started the Marine program. I ran an offshore racing boat from Miami to the Bahamas and back, interdicting inbound narcotics. Then I got into some other programmatic areas such as money laundering, child pornography, cargo hijacking, asset identification and removal, just to name a few. About that time, I was promoted to senior agent, and the Office of Internal Affairs made me an offer to come to the D.C. area. So I moved to Maryland about 20 years ago. And that assignment was pretty much what it sounds like. You investigate the misconduct and the misbehavior of your own agents and your own employees, and you decide what's real, what isn't, what's just two people having a complaint against each other, or some actual criminal behavior where people are stealing evidence or helping criminals, or acts of misconduct such as domestic violence or drunken disorderly conduct and misuse of government vehicles and firearms and things like that. That assignment lasted about 3 years. I learned a lot from that. One of the things I learned was how to keep my fellow agents and police officers out of trouble. 9/11 hit, changed everything. So in a fit of anger, which I do not recommend to anybody to volunteer for things when you're angry, I volunteered to become a temporary air marshal. And for 7 months, I flew in and out of Reagan Airport, New York airports, in and out of the safety, high security safety things like the Super Bowl and the 2002 Olympics in Salt Lake. And 367 flights and a bunch of peanuts and pretzels later, I landed literally and figuratively in Baltimore, where I finished my career. And what I did there was I became an undercover arms dealer, and we infiltrated and disrupted procurement organizations around the world that were seeking to get U.S. arms and technology in violation of the Arms Export Control Act. And along the way, I picked up a master's degree in criminal justice. So this program went on it was supposed to be 2 years because you don't stay undercover more than a couple years because bad things happen. I stayed under for 12 because we were just killing it. We were doing a wonderful job of identifying these people. I was evaluated every few months to make sure I was okay. And we traveled the world on the bad guy's dollar, didn't even need any appropriated funds because we were making money with the deals we were doing, and that funded the operation. Traveled around the world, and we worked with agencies from a bunch of different countries, which helped us form relationships all over the world. And then when I got done with that, it was time to retire. The agency came to me and said, look, we don't have anybody with your business and undercover skills. We've got a deal for you. You can retire, take your full retirement, and you can come back as a rehired annuitant, full salary for a period of time. We want you to train some other people. So I did that. And along the way, I was loaned to the State Department and other agencies to not only teach at their national academies, but overseas to the national police of other countries. Again, relationship building, relationship forming. So how does all of this global stuff translate to local politics and local law enforcement? And why should you be interested in me? Well, the answer to that is this. It's all about R&R, and that's not rest and relaxation. It's relationships and resources. No problem that the sheriff's office has can't be improved by additional resources. And the reason that there's not additional resources in the sheriff's office right now is real simple. The sheriff's office right now has an image problem. The county council, county executive, the judges that are protected by the sheriff's office, and the people that work there want to change. They simply do. And grabbing one of the other candidates other than myself really doesn't produce that much change because they're similar people from similar backgrounds and similar organizations coming out of the same places that they have always worked. I believe that I can have an excellent relationship with the chief of police in the county, who's the big dog on the porch. The PD is 10 times the size of the sheriff's office. And I believe I can have an excellent relationship with the county executive and the county council. Recently, the county executive increased the starting salaries of police cadets significantly so that we could compete with the big three, Prince George's County, Montgomery County, and Fairfax, who are paying their new cadets much more than we are. Well, that's going to change over the next 2 years. They didn't give a dime to a new recruit to the sheriff's office. I believe when a new person is asking, that's going to change, and I believe that's going to help tremendously. So what is this about for me? Is this about just another paying job? No. I have a very generous pension that I've worked 33 years for to earn, and I'm fine. This is about wanting to do this job. This is about serving. Many years ago, I was spared. I was on my way back from the Bahamas on a helicopter where we were changing out boat crews because it was too rough to cross. And as we came in, the helicopter had to go back out on a mission. They didn't have a chance to take us all the way to the airbase. So they said, if you want to get off quick, we could leave you at the Marine Terminal at Miami Beach, or you could go with us. I let the crew decide. Most of them had kids, and they had been away 2 weeks, and they said, let's go and lift off. So we did. That helicopter lifted off, went on the mission, and crashed in 3,000 feet of water. Not everybody in the helicopter got out. And I looked at that, and I said, that was a near miss for you. You need to live your life differently from here forward. And from here forward, I did, and I have, and I continue to. It's about service to me. I'm very, very involved in my community, quietly, of course. ASP, Appalachian Service Project, mission work in hurricane areas, things like that. I believe that we give back not because we should, but because we can. This is the next best way for me to give back. I do not believe people should stay in these jobs forever and ever and ever. You will not see me as a 3 or a 4-term sheriff trying to get that big number of stars on my collar. No, at my age and my skill set, it's for me to come in there, do what I can for a period of time and move on and be with my family and my community. So this is not about me thinking this job owes me something or me wanting to stay here forever. Basically, I hope that you'll consider me. Early voting starts this week. And for more detailed information about me, you can visit my website at damonforsheriff.com, or you could call me on my campaign line, which is 453-4297 and chat with me about anything that you'd like, any kind of the big issues of the day, the opioid crisis, domestic violence, school safety. One of the other things I do is I've loaned my name and expertise to a company in Florida that does dynamic event training, which is active shooter in your building. I help out with that. So I do understand that problem. And even though it is not the primary duties of the sheriff's office to protect the schools,
15 seconds.
I can certainly partner with the local police chief and do so. Please consider me. Have a blessed day, and I thank you for listening.
For more information on Damon Ostis, please visit his website, damonforsheriff.com, and that is DAMONFORSHERIFF.com.